Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of them and the fryer of plantain. Yes, 1995 to 1999 Gidigbo champion. The first Igbo governor of Lagos State. But once I yes, can I say yes, we fit. Yes, for that confirm. Welcome to an episode of Africa Today Show. Independence Day special. Let's go. Come on now. It's for that anti-gimme cake style. Change your style. Hey. Oh, look at me. Electric passing through my body. Electricity passing through my body. Now I'm not in Lagos right now because never I'm taking light. Hey, ginger. This is that old school tribesman. So what? You go still they shake body. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited today. Today is our independence confirmed. Naija happy Independence Day to any Nigerian, far and wide. Anybody who gave one single drop of Nigerian blood. Maybe your mother was walking past in the Netherlands, a Igbo woman, and the Nigerian just flip that spermatozoa and it touch her body and it come upon you. Congratulations to you too. I'm so excited for today, I'm not even gonna lie. Because let me tell you something that's happened to me in the past couple of years. And I don't know if it's something that's happened to you as well. Whenever independence comes around, it's almost like a bittersweet moment. Bittersweet in terms of like, okay, sweet in that it's my country's independence. We're being recognized around the world. Naija Independence Day, everybody excited about that. There's some excitement going on. Yes, we're growing older and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's our country. But the bitter side of it is usually like, you know, you think about how things are in Nigeria. Think about no good road, no water. People are dying. Especially now that you have all these Boko Haram parole. You go out, talk about the fact that you're Nigerian. People want to hold their wallet tighter. People want to make sure they're not receiving credit card payments. If you're an independent business owner, you know what I'm talking about. In that, for me now, one of the hardest things as a comedian who's managing a whole bunch of comedians is the fact that any single time we say pay us advance payment, they're like, Nigerians, you want me to give you advance payment for a wedding that we're doing in June of next year? Will you be around? You probably have changed your name, maybe you have moved to Hong Kong or Malaysia by that time. It's things that we have to deal with. So it becomes bittersweet. Think about the opportunities that we've had. The fact that we've had oil in our country since the 50s. The fact that we had the oil boom of the 80s. The fact that we've, you know, corruption and just indecisiveness and the inability of our leaders to lead, to do the things they're supposed to do. You know, Wale Soyinka had this one quote that I always remember. He said, our country is the way it is because our leaders are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, so when you think about that, the fact that we're failing the people back home, we're leaving them behind, the fact that you have a country that's so young. You know, I read something where they said like over like 60% of Nigerians are less than 30 years old. That's a ridiculously young country. Now think about the unemployment rate. Now understand the fact that so many of our young people are just there sitting at home. You have so much human capital that's not being used. You know, it makes you feel sad. You get that bittersweet thing, then you now start to have that guilt. I don't know whether you guys get this. There's that kind of like self-guilt or like, you know, like just damn. Like, you know, what kind of country is this? Now what kind of nonsense is this? You know, but the fact is this, you can never escape it. And so this year I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to shed all that guilt. I'm going to shed all that unhappiness. I'm going to shed all that disappointment. I'm going to lose all of that and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to celebrate the fact that me, myself, I am Nigerian. I'm going to celebrate the fact that I come from the most populous black country in the world. I'm going to celebrate the fact that I come from a place where there are so many different people. But whenever Super Eagles are playing, every single person is going to stand up, and once that goal is scored, everybody go to ginger, everybody go to shout, inside the net, confirm. I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful thing being from where we're from. I'll tell you guys this thing right now. I would not change for anything. Now, if my passport changed color, oh well, that's a passport changing color. The reason why we're choosing all these other countries is not because we prefer them, it's just because it makes things easier for us. That's a fact. You know, so I think about the fact that, you know, being from Nigeria, think about all the things that we've been able to accomplish. You know, you have to always put all these things into perspective. When you think about it, it's against all odds, and the fact that, look at it, we're one of the few countries in the world that when it was time for our independence, we didn't really fight. Even US had to fight for their independence. We didn't really fight. They just said, look, as things day right now, we want to rule ourselves. So man, I think I easy. Peace. You know, there was respect from our colonial masters. Looks at man, yeah. If we start anything with them like this, if you just consume us, confirm. Think about all the things we've been able to accomplish. You know, think about it in the area of sports. You know, think about what we've been able to do with ECOMOG. And even not for Nigerian intervention in ECOMOG. ECOMOG is pretty much like ECOWAS military organization. So ECOWAS is Economic community of West African states. So pretty much all the countries in West Africa are under, you know, ECOWAS. And Nigeria is pretty much leader. I mean, you think about the fact that Nigeria has what, 150, 160 million people, and the only one that's close in comparison to us is Ghana with 26 million people. I mean, Senegal has like what, like 4 million. Same thing around there for like Togo and all this Benin, maybe 4 million, 9 million. They're even close to us. They don't even measure close to Lagos. You know, they are on Owerri or Ibadan level. You know, so when you think about that, think about the fact that Nigeria is there. We're able to squash the civil war that they had in Liberia, help out in the one that had in Sierra Leone. Every single thing, we're constantly helping out. You know, that's huge. We've always been a leader in terms of like Africa and everything else. You think about all the people that we've been able to throw out there into the world. You know, think about all the things that Nigerians have been able to accomplish. It's crazy. So when you start to think about that, think about Wole Soyinka, for instance. Think about the fact that, you know, Nigeria was the one that gave the first ever black African Commonwealth Games gold winner. That was Ifajina, who was one of the guys who did the coup. You know, so when you think about all of these accomplishments that we had, think about the fact that this one is no joke. Think about the fact that for me, my whole life, I've never ever seen a Nigerian that died and was in the New York Times. So let me bring out this thing that is actually on my wall here in my studio. Hold on a second. So I'll show you guys this thing, because for me, that is the definition of what a Nigerian is. The fact that this man died. I still have it here. I think it's from what day was this one dated? This is from the Saturday, March 23rd, 2013. And this is who? None other than Chinua Achebe. When he died, New York Times, they didn't just write a small kind of blurb. A whole, this is like what, a quarter of a page, you know? Think about that now. Look at what they wrote. It's like a third of the page for this guy, you know, remembering him. There are great people in America who die and they don't even make it in here. So that's huge, you know. So when you think about these accomplishments that we've been able to make, I mean, I hang it up here in my studio every time. It's right across from my desk. So anytime I'm working, anytime I feel like, let me like hold back, I'm getting tired, I'm feeling weak, I don't want to do this, you know how life is. You always feel, you know, that you've done too much or you've done enough. Let me go and rest, let me go and chill, you know. And I'm like, I look across and I think about, you know, what this guy's been able to accomplish. The fact that he lived a life. How many books did this guy write? Let's be honest to ourselves. Oh, how many books? He wrote a book, Things Fall Apart, that was mainly in Igbo language, throwing out all the things, culture, things that people didn't know about. He wrote this book when there was no Wikipedia, no place where you can just go and check translation of whatever. He wrote this book back then, but the ideas that he was putting out there was so amazing that it became a bestseller. And look at him, you know, after he's dead. You know, that's huge to me. So these are things that inspire me, you know, and I was just like, you know what? Today I'm not going to feel bad about being the fact that I'm Nigerian and I was celebrating our independence. I'm actually going to do it. I'm actually going to celebrate that independence. I'm going to shed all that bad feelings and everything. And I want you guys to do the same thing too. Whatever it is that makes you happy, you have to go and do it today. It may be because of your job, you can't do it today. Maybe you should go and do it this weekend. If you're Igbo, you like to smoke, and smoke your Igbo. If you want to eat correct Naija food, chop that Naija food. Look, if you're on a diet, I'm telling you right now, this Saturday is going to be your cheat day. If you have been cheating since Tuesday, then make it your cheat week. Confirm. Just enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Play the music that you enjoy. Listen to all round Naija. Wear your Naija t-shirts. If you're going to office, we can wear it under your shirts. Confirm. All the things that you need to do to make yourself happy, because you should be proud of being from that country. Don't look at the fact that our leaders on what they're doing. It's not their fault. To me, I'll tell you, it's not their fault. Think about this now. Our great-grandparents, who were the ones when the colonial masters came, those ones, they didn't know what was going on. Those ones are those bushmeat. They didn't have any idea. Or Igbo man came, giving them glass, giving them, you know, giving them gun in exchange for this one, that one, this one. All of a sudden, before you know what's happening, the guns are pointed at you. They're giving up all your kingdoms one by one by one by. It's not like people in Oka knew that Lagos was already colonized. They didn't know. It's just small, just swallowing up little by little by little. So our great-grandparents didn't know what's going on. Our grandparents, what did they know? They're assimilating into a new culture. I think my grandfather was the first one in our lineage of our family to ever have a Christian name, you know, or the first person to actually like go to church. So think about these things. These are guys that, you know, maybe the first ones to ever read English or they ever experience an English person, you know. So those ones, they didn't know what was going on, you know. These are our grandparents. They're the ones that eventually now got independence. Let's be honest. Tafawa Balewa, them, all those guys, if they were still alive now, they have to be in their 90s or 100s. You know, think about Zik and all these kind of people. Our parents, clueless, completely clueless. They were the sheep. They were the ones that they were built on conformity. If you think about the fact that our parents were perhaps the first generation to actually have to go to work, where they have to go to an office. Think about most of our grandparents were either traders, or they were farmers, or they were hunters. Our parents were the first ones where the white person came and said, you're going to go to school. When you graduate, we'll pick some of you for government work, the rest of you bank or your company. They were the ones that did that. So they were built on conforming. So what I'm saying is this: we have an opportunity. We are the first generation of Nigerians where our eyes are open. We've seen military rule, we've seen civilian rule. A lot of us were fortunate enough to leave the country to go and see how outside of our country, how other people are living. So it's very, very important for us to do this. We have to become the best possible person we could ever be. Whether you are going to school, make sure you're studying what you're studying and study hard. If you're coming out without your medical degree, better you know how to fix somebody's body. If you're coming out with an electrical degree, you know what you're doing with NEPA. If you're coming out with construction, Third Mainland Bridge waiting for you. All these things, the point I'm trying to make is this: make yourself the best person you could ever be. So when it is time for you to be called upon by your country to come and fix things, it's not for us to just be on the internet 24/7 talking about these are the problems in Nigeria, these are the problems in Nigeria. Oh, living calmness. No. There's going to be a time when we're going to be called on. Don't forget, when you think about Nigerian history, think about the Civil War, think about Gowon, think about all the people that have led Nigeria since our independence. You think about Gowon was like what, 32, 33 when he took over. Murtala Muhammad was in his mid-30s. These are all young guys. Even when the Babangida were crying about, all those guys were like 30-something years old. You know, that's not that old. If you want to extend it to like all the West Africa, think about Sankara, think about all those guys. Those guys were mad young. Think about when Nelson Mandela really went and carried out all his old parole. He was a young man, young. You get what I'm talking about? So don't be thinking that it's going to come in the future. Very soon they're going to be calling on us. Forget about all these old people. They're going to mud very soon. Obasanjo is going to mud. All of them are going to die. Every single person that's contesting election right now, very soon they're all going to mud. That's a fact, confirmed. Give them 10, 15 years. And guess what? If you're not preparing yourself right now, you're not going to be ready. So focus on what you're doing. Anything that you're doing, do it well and do it right. And always keep that mindset in there that one day you're going to be called upon to come make a change. And we definitely will. Man, I know those days, doesn't compare America and Nigeria. Think about how old America is. America is almost like 300 something years old. And think about all the mistakes that they make. And even till today, they're still making mistakes in the democracy of the thing that they're talking about. So let's not use that one against us. Nigeria is a great country. I'm ridiculously proud to be from that country. I love the fact that I have wonderful men and women like you guys who are watching today, who are also from such a great country. So yes, Father, confirm, Ginger, men are enjoying ourselves. Nigeria independence. Go out, have a good time. If not party, pop your bottle, dance, rub on top random babes, back it up on a nice Naija boy. The longer the tribal mark, the better. Enjoy yourself, ginger yourself. It's only once in a lifetime we're going to enjoy October 1st. Up until what? Next year. By God's grace, He'll keep us here. When I take it easy, man, it's your boy Foxy P signing out. If any of you guys are in Baltimore here or around the Maryland area, come down this Saturday. We're doing a nice cultural event at Oxygen Lounge. It's going to be absolutely fun. We're doing dancing. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're doing dancing, comedy, musical performances. It's going to be really nice. So when I come through Saturday, Oxygen Lounge, just Google it. I think it's 10 South Calvert Street. It's free from 6 to 10 p.m. We're just going to do the cultural, cultural part of things. I tell you, social media has such a power. When I came out and I said, why is it that we have only party in every city except New York was the only one? And somebody now told me that somewhere down south they have like another cultural event. But everybody else on Instagram was like party flyer. I was like, it's only to shake your bum on Instagram on Independence. Somebody then, out of nowhere, I said, where are no cultural events? Why are there no cultural events? And out of nowhere, this guy, Chris, who runs the second largest club in Baltimore, Naija guy, he has 3 different clubs. I think he's the biggest nightclub owner in all of the East Coast of the United States. The guy just came to me and said, yo, you know what? I'm going to give you my nightclub. I want you to do something during the day for the young people, a cultural event. And I was like, Father, are you sure? He's like, go ahead and do it. So I was like, wow. It's like, I'm going to cover the budget and everything else. So that's amazing. So that's what we're doing. So if you guys are available, come through, man. As I talk whenever I end this show, anything we don't die in a Voltron, and when in doubt, suck that breast. When in doubt, suck that breast. When in doubt, suck that breast. Especially right now for independence. Oh yeah, shout out to True Vision for this wonderful Naija independence t-shirts. Man, I go find them. Just Google True Vision t-shirts and you definitely see what they have to offer. Man, I take it easy, man. Love you guys. Peace.